This is the Padres POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the San Diego Padres. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, Padre fan? Welcome to your Padres POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. My name is Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease at Jim Grease _. Oh, yeah, GRIES on social media. Give me a follow, make you holla, and what a night it is to holla. We got the gas lamp going ballistic today, baby. The Padres close it out against the CUBS in the afternoon game, and a beautiful crowd on a beautiful day at Petco. 42,000 plus. Got to see the Padres get the job done tonight, and really today. I mean, tonight's the night. You're going to go out and you're going to have some fun, but the Padres getting it done, man. They get it done with a big win, 4-2. The final, they scratched it out. You got pitching from Pivetta, and the bullpen, not without its moments, but you know what? They got it done when it mattered. They were able to scratch out the runs they needed. Tatis with a big bases loaded walk. Huge, huge game. They keep finding new ways to win, right? So the season series is even with the Cubs now. They lost 2 out of 3 at Wrigley. They took 2 out of 3 here. Cubs are looking like a team you might see come October. Cubs are looking like a team you might see come October. But all kinds of things going on with the Padres right now. And look at this. The best start in franchise history, matching 1998 at 15-4. The home record 12-1. Yeah, historic for the San Diego Padres. This is your Padres POSTCAST, and it starts right now on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. First things first, got to remind you that we are free wherever you get your podcasts. That means Spotify, that means Stitcher, Podbean, iHeart, Apple Podcasts, you name it, we're here, and we are free. We're free on YouTube, obviously. Got us right here, Locked On Padres Podcast. Shout out Javi, does some unique and interesting and great things day in and day out for y'all as I do the post-game shows. And then, of course, we are free with the question of the day every day. Used to ask me, and I'm 53 now, they used to ask me when I was younger and I was in college when it came out. So they're like, yo, you down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. Well, now it's down with OTT. Yeah, you know me. This whole party is down with OTT. Over-the-top television, we are free on Roku as well. And today's episode of your Padres POSTCAST is brought to you by Game Time. What time is it? A que hora? It is game time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase with, what time is it? Game Time. It's also Maceo shirts time. What do you know about being a Maceo man like I am? Check them out with the clothes that make you look your best, feel your best, and be your best. The record-setting home winning streak came to an end last night. Today, they started a new one. This is your Padres POSTCAST. We're getting started right now. Let's go.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Victory! Johnny Drama, you gotta love it. Look at the victory right there. Look at Suarez and Elias. And look, Suarez is, this dude is elite as a closer. When you have Adam and you have Suarez, look, it's a 7-inning game, right? You got to get your starter. Today's Major League Baseball, and you never know. Kings had a long outing. You've had some starters go deep into games this year for the Pods, but in today's era of starters and middle relievers, it's kind of merged. You know what I mean? You have to face a minimum number of hitters, and all these things come into play. So while you do that, you have to keep in mind, obviously, that your middle relievers and your situational relievers are a lot different than they used to be, because gone are the days when you could have a lefty, just bring him in to face a lefty. Hey, that's the one out you need to get every night. You had guys like that for years on rosters, and you don't have that anymore. So a beautiful win for the Padres. And when you start looking more at what they've been doing, right, getting back into the win column today, and you go back out on the road now, right, after a couple of series at home. And it helps to play the Rockies, and you shut them out over 3 games. And we know this, right? You knew coming into the season the offense would be relentless and put pressure on teams from the jump. You have power, you have speed, you run the bases like maniacs. You know the offense is going to press fools all year long. You know that. You knew, hey, look, when you can let Tanner Scott walk and be like, nah, bro, we're good. I mean, think about that, right? They were the only team that had a lead on the Dodgers in a playoff series last year for a reason, in a postseason series, the World Series too. The Yankees almost did in game 1, but Aaron Boone's a moron and brought Nestor Cortez in. But point being, okay, we thought coming into the year, especially with Darvish out and Musgrove on the injured, that starting pitching would be the Achilles heel, so to speak. You know the story of Achilles. They dipped him in the river of Styx and they had a hold of his heel. So his Achilles was his weak point because it didn't get the protection that the river of Styx gave him. So there's your Achilles heel. That would be the starting pitching with Darvish out, with Musgrove out. But what they didn't count on was Vasquez and Pivetta pitching as well as they have. And nobody thought Heart Attack would be good. And I love Heart Attack. That's my boy. You know what I'm saying? And look at the Padres just celebrating today. Big day at Petco. There's Manny. Manny being Manny, drove in a couple today. But with Jackson Merrill out of the lineup, with Cronenworth out of the lineup, even Lockridge is out of the lineup, the offense has taken a big hit. You got your cleanup guy out, your second-year stud who just signed the huge contract, your power-hitting cleanup guy out. You got Cronenworth out. Gives you a lot of pop there. What are you doing? Today it was Wade. Wade comes through. I mean, just they've been getting it from guys all year long. You know, it's been Iglesias coming through. It's been Wade coming through. And when you come on up to a lineup like this and you see Manny Machado there and you see Fernando there and you're like, yo, I made it. Mama, I made it. And that's what they're doing, right? That's exactly what they're doing, because more than a quarter of what would be their best roster, 26-man roster, is on the injured list, right? I mean, you got Jackson Merrill, Jake Cronenworth, Brandon Lockridge. You know what I'm saying? You got Musgrove, you got Darvish, you got all these guys out, and Tyler Wade was the spark today. Tyler Wade was the spark, and this is what the Padres have come to expect this year. This team has absolutely bowled its way, and the bullpen has just been insane. The defense is great, but the bullpen, I would say, has been numero uno, and the base running. The way this team runs the bases, man, they always take the extra base. You know, even Manny, when he got picked off today, they were running a double steal. You'll take that every once in a while. You will take that once in a while because you know what the other side brings you. You know what? They talk about it all the time. Your biggest strength is also your greatest weakness. So you have someone in your life that, man, they're amazing. They do this, 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 and this, but if only they wouldn't do that. Well, that goes along with this, 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 and this that you love. So you take it. So you accept Manny getting picked off backdoor there because you know what it leads to in other scenarios. Runs and people not knowing what to do, and Ramirez dropping pop-ups in the Cleveland series because they didn't know what to do. The Padres put so much pressure on you on the base pass. It's unnerving. It rattles you. It's unsettling. Even big league players, they're humans. You know what I'm saying? Like, so much of it is habit and oh my God, how do they hit the ball that hard and still make plays when the ball's hit out that hard? How do they throw it like a rocket across? It's just repetition, and you get better and better and better. But mentally, to not be rattled in those scenarios is very difficult, no matter who you are. And even Ramirez, an MVP caliber player, ends up dropping a pop-up. And it was an infield fly rule anyway, but it is what it is. All right, while you're here, smash that subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we're coming your way with more content, and let us know when you come on into the comments and let us know. We will be coming to San Diego to do the show live this year. You bet your bottom dollar. Tell us where you want us. If you have a place, let them know. You know what I'm saying? We can work it out. We can hook it up with the salespeople here at the network. We need to be out amongst the people with your Padres postcast. Speaking of which, my name is Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease, Tatis, and Machado with a couple of RBIs each in this game. And what an AB by Fernando in the bottom of the 8th inning to draw that bases loaded walk and get that extra run across and make it 4-2. Just a professional in every sense of the word. This dude all year long making plays in the field, taking extra bases, stealing bags, hitting for average, hitting for power. The speed on the bases, just an unbelievable start to the year for Tatis Jr. We're going to look at the box score. We're going to look at the stats. We're going to look at how the Padres got it done today, take you through the run scoring innings and what they did there, and then how their bullpen was able to hold it down. It wasn't necessarily an easy ride, a little bit bumpy for a while there. We'll tell you how it all happened and what lies ahead for the Padres. Again, Padres podcast every day with Javi, myself after the game. Locked on MLB. Locked on MLB. You do not want to miss every single night. Locked on MLB game night. I mean, that show is, you can't miss that show. I watch it every night. It's the best show covering Major League Baseball all season long. Local analysis on a national scale. MLB game night is on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcast. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. Thanks for making us your first watch/listen every day. Free on YouTube, free wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, et and then free on Roku. You down with OTT? Yeah, you know me. This whole party. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. GRIES at Jim Grease _ on social media. 4-2 Padres, 15-4 and 12-1 at home. We got a lot to get to and a short time to get to it. But first, some incredible deals from even more incredible sponsors. This is how we roll on the Locked On Podcast Network. Padres Postcast, your team every day. Hang out. We got a lot more coming your way on your Padres Postcast. But first, you know how I feel about Prize Picks. You know I love Prize Picks. Just getting the action on the action. I'm an action junkie. All I want to do is have more action on the action, and there is absolutely no place to make that happen that's better than Prize Picks. Basketball and hockey playoffs are heating up, and there's no better way to turn your sports knowledge into real rewards than with Prize Picks, the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy. With Prize Picks, you simply pick more or less on at least 2-player props and projections, and you're in. You can even combine players across sports, basketball, hockey, baseball, and more for your chance to win 2,000 times your cash. Here are some examples. My name is Luca. I live on the second floor. Nico Harrison just got evicted, and Luca's on the second floor. Soon to be the penthouse if he wins a title in LA. But in hoops, yeah, I'm picking Luka Doncic for more than 28 points and Jason Tatum for more than 8 rebounds. Hockey, Connor McDavid, more than 1 goal. Austin Matthews for more than 5 shots on goal. What I love is how easy it is to set up my lineup. It's under 60 seconds. Prize Picks even runs cool promos like Taco Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Discount player projections up to 25% for even more value. And payouts are fast, safe, and secure. Just do me a favor. Hit me up in the comments as long as you know you can hear me. Just give me a sound check. Just say yes or no, thumbs up, thumbs down if you can hear me in there. So what you're going to do with Prize Picks is download the app today. Use code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 instantly after you play first $5 lineup. Your first $5 lineup on Prize Picks, code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup on Prize Picks. Run your game on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Who's a fan of Prize Picks? Holla if you hear me. Well, I am also a big fan of Game Time, and there is nothing, and I mean nothing better than catching an MLB game live, and I'm spoiled as hell, man. I grew up going to Fenway and Yankee, and occasionally we went to Shea Stadium. Shh, don't tell anybody. The mid-'80s Mets were pretty good, so I went to see them too here and there. But Yankees, Red Sox, 2 of the greatest stadiums of all time, and my dad used to take me to other stadiums on vacay. As a kid, we went to Montreal, Olympic Stadium. We went to Three Rivers in Pittsburgh, and all we had to do was wait for tickets to be mailed, or you're in line half the day. And no, it is not like that anymore. So when you get that excitement of catching an MLB game live, the crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, the smell of the ballpark food, all those things, Game Time is the way to go. If you're looking to go last minute, Game Time makes tickets that much easier and easier than ever. I just gave you the historical context, right? So with last minute deals, all in pricing, and lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the stress out of buying MLB tickets. Plus, ticket prices drop as Game Time gets closer, meaning you can score an incredible deal from Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Locked On. And as the playoffs are getting going, I start thinking about all the years I've traveled and gone and seen games. And you love going on the road with your teams. And look, the Padres, I'm going to see the Dodgers in LA, going to see the Giants in San Francisco, New York with the Mets. You play the Yankees there this year. Just an incredible time. And Game Time is the one that makes it possible for you by allowing you to see your view from every seat panoramically in the app before you buy your tickets. There's no haggle pricing. You get your price right there. No surprises at the end. And then Game Time Picks, my favorite. It makes finding the best deals effortless. It filters out all the fluff and highlights the top discounts in the stadium just for you, my friend. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code LOCKEDONMLB, Locked On MLB for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. What time is it? Okay, ahora. It is Game Time on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. And I, of course, am Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease. Pods win. Pods win, baby. 15-4. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? 15-4. And there we go. I'll be okay. Press the button, Jim. You can do it. All right. So 4-2 the final, and a great win for San Diego. Fernando Tatis Jr., Manny Machado, a couple RBIs each. Nick Pivetta, 6 strong innings on the bump for the Pods. 4-2 the final. They win 2 out of 3 in the series. They're split with the Cubs 3-3 this year, and these two teams looking like playoff teams all the way through. The energy, the excitement. Oh, the gas lamps, Liddy like New York. Can you imagine Liddy like New York City? Can you imagine the happy hour right now in the gas lamp right outside the stadium? Social Tap and all those places down there just bumping, right? 15-4 MLB best. They've won 12 of 13 at home, and the only loss was in 10 innings last night. 2 out of 3 the Cubs took last week, but Tatis and Machado each with an RBI single in the 3rd off Matthew Boyd. Manny also had an RBI double in the 7th off Daniel Palencia, and Tatis with the bases loaded walk against Luke Little with 2 outs in the 8th. And he got, to be honest, the 2 strikes that were called in that at-bat were balls too. One was low, one was outside, both were breaking balls, and Fernando fouled off like 4 other pitches. So Pivetta goes to 3-1, 1 run, 4 hits, struck out 6, walked 1. Boyd, 2 runs, 6 hits, 5 1/3 innings for the Cubbies. How about Robert Suarez? Perfect 9th for his league-leading 8th save. It happens when you're on a team that has the best record in baseball. How about the Cubs had the bases loaded in the 3rd inning? This is a crucial point of the game with 2 singles and a walk, nobody out, managing just 1 run on Kyle Tucker's sac fly and a double play ball off the bat of Suzuki, Pivetta's best friend. In that scenario, that was a big turning point in the game today. Pete Crow Armstrong had a home run off Wandy Peralta to lead off the 8th. That was his 3rd. Peralta pitching out of a bit of a jam, though. Both of Manny's hits came with 2 outs. Both of his RBI hits came with 2 outs, just like last night with the homer with 2 outs on a 9-pitch AB. So Tatis played 18 games this season, has reached base in all 18. I missed 1 game that he, remember last week, aggravated his shoulder injury, missed a game in Oakland. So Friday, the Padres, Kyle Hart 2-0 with a 5.4 ERA. Kyle Heart Attack is going to start at Houston. You're going on the road to play the Astros. All right, more on that in a minute. Couple things to do before we get on up, get on out, but hit that subscribe. You know you want to do it. Hit the subscribe, ring the bell so you know and you get the alerts when we're coming your way with more content. That means Javi with Locked On Padres podcast. All the unique and interesting and flavorful ways he brings you content. And then your boy here, down with the king, right here. I mean, look at this shirt, right? Down with the king, right? This is dope. It's a Maceo, in case you're wondering. Like, look at the crowns right there and the skull and the bones. It's dope, right? Padres colors with the yellow, but the gold. But I'll say this, okay? 15-4 is a hell of a start to the season. You're looking at the home record of 12-1, and yeah, things are looking good. And the division games don't really start until later. You got the Giants the end of this month. You got the May games against the Dodgers. All those things coming your way with the hot starts from those 2 teams. But what a start for San Diego today. Tatis with the bases loaded walk was a thing of beauty. Manny with the 2 out RBI hits. I mean, they're getting the clutch hits. They're running the bases. They're pitching when they need it. They're getting the big outs. Pavetta's been good. Vasquez was really good yesterday, right? And even Hart, 2-0. So it's been nice for the Padres. Couple of things to do before we get on out of here. And you come to expect these and you love them every day. First things first, here we go.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
All right, so the Padres scored 2 in the bottom of the 3rd to take the lead after the Cubs scored 1 in the top of the 3rd. So it's 2-1 Padres. They never relinquished the lead after that. They scored 1 in the bottom of the 7th. Manny with a big 2-out RBI hit there. And then in the 8th, 1 run apiece, Fernando Tatis Jr. drawing the bases loaded walk to get that insurance run. So 2-6-1 for the Cubs, 4-7-0 for the Padres. The turning point of this game, I would consider the turning point of this game to be, and I know it's early, but it has to be. For me, it has to be the turning point of this game. And you could defer from me on this, but in the 3rd inning, the Cubs looked like they were going to bust this thing wide open early against Pivetta. Kelly singles to center. Bertie walks. Kelly goes to second. Hobbs singles to right field. Bases are loaded with nobody out against Pivetta. And what does Pivetta do? Tucker flies out, sacrifice fly to left field. Kelly scores. It's 1-0. Right? So now it's 1st and 2nd with 1 out. Boom. Suzuki double play. Pivetta's out of the inning. It's only 1 run in. Think about this in baseball. Statistically speaking, when you have the bases loaded and nobody out, your odds of busting open a big inning are huge. And Pivetta was able to minimize the damage there. If you're looking for another big turning point in this game, I would say it had to have been Manny Machado's big RBI in the 7th inning. That was the one with 2 outs, and he had 2 of them in the game, 2 2-out RBI hits. But this one here, doubles to left, scores Wade, who had walked to lead off the inning. By the way, Wade was on base all 4 times today, which is why we call it Wade's World. And Manny being Manny, you know what I'm saying? The Pods win the series. Pivetta was sharp. Suarez gets the save. The Padres off tomorrow before they play the Astros on Friday. And that game's at 8 o'clock. We'll be here at like 10:30 with your postcast right after the game. Until then, Padre fan, keep your game tight and your mind right. Thank you so much for being here, making us your first watch/listen of the day. Don't forget Locked On Padres podcast with Javi. You're here on YouTube, you're here on Roku, and you're here wherever you get your podcast, Apple, iHeart, you know what I'm saying, Spotify right there. And then for your second or third listener watch, go to the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. Local analysis, national scale, MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcast. We'll talk to you Friday, Padre fan. Go crazy out there. Have some fun in the gas lamp. 4-2 Padres win. 15-4, 12-1 at home. What a performance by the Padres so far this year. Have some fun. Again, keep your game tight and your mind right. It's Grease. I'll talk to you Friday on the Locked On Podcast Network with your Padres postcast. And, of course, you know your team every single day.